A wonderful Wednesday, senior high school students. Welcome to another learning session in Media and Information Literacy. I am Sir Rodel D. Rojas from Bignay National High School, and I will be your MIL teacher for today. Today, we're going to discuss Lesson 13, People Media. Before we start the discussion, let's all look at our objectives. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to, number 1, describe the different dimensions of people media. Number 2, create ways to maximize the positive effects of media. And number 3, develop critical thinking and exercising freedom of speech. Before we start the discussion, let's play a game first. This is called Sounds Familiar. I will be mentioning some famous lines and you have to guess the complete name of the person whom you often hear the line from. Kindly type your answers in our comment section. Let's see how good you are on this. Number 1, excuse me po, di namin kayo tatantanan. 5 seconds, go. Alright, the correct answer is Mike Enriquez. Wow, that's a great start, everyone. Let's see how we'll do for the next one. Number 2, di umano, abangan mamaya. 5 seconds, go. The answer is Jessica Soho. I guess you've also been curious in every episode of our Sunday show. Let's try another one. Ngayon, bukas, at magpakailanman. 5 seconds, go. If your answer is Mel Chanco, you got it right. Here's next. Number 4. Magandang gabi, bayan. 5 seconds, go. Amazing! You still know Noli de Castro's famous line since the 90s. Let's get it for the last one. Come on, keyboard warriors. Number 5. Ang buhay ay weather lang. 5 seconds, go. Alam nyo ba, ang sagot ay si Kuya Kim Atienza? Well done, everyone. 2 thumbs up for that. What is the job of or the profession of the names we mentioned in the game? Comment your answer. Wow, you're correct. They are few of the most trusted broadcasters or media personalities in the Philippines. Now, let's level up. This time, I will be mentioning some random lines and you have to guess which profession often mentions it. Again, use the comment section to share your answers. Let's begin. Number 1, ako po si Kim Namjoon, nag-uulan. 5 seconds, go. The answer is not BTS. It is broadcaster or TV reporter. Good job. For the second line, Hana Dulce. Or 1, 2, 3, smile. 5 seconds, go. Yes, it is often said by photographers. I bet you have big smiles now for doing well. And for the last line, action! Cut! Go ahead and give it your best shot. 5 seconds, go. The correct answer is director. If you got all the correct answers, you're really fantastic. Where do we often see this kind of jobs or professions? Don't be shy. Comment down your answers. You got it. We usually see them on television or their counterparts on radio and newspaper publishing companies. If you notice, what we did in our warm-up game is to check if you're familiar with people in media and their jobs. Let us now define key terms for today's discussion. First is media. There are actually different meanings of medium in singular or media in plural. In our previous lesson, we defined medium as any object that is used to relay messages like cell phone, computer, television, and many more. But in today's lesson, we will use this definition. Media is the use of various devices such as television, radio, computers, etc. to provide or share information massively. Meaning, instead of a simple tool, we also treat media as the process itself. Moreover, it is concerned in catering a larger and more heterogeneous audiences. Media is considered as a source of reliable information for its contents are provided by a credible organization or went through editorial process. According to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, reliable means suitable or fit to be relied on or dependable. Next term is people media. People media refers to persons that are involved in the use, analysis, evaluation, and production of media in information. Now, let's define people in media. People in media are media practitioners or experts that have professional journalism training who gather information through direct or actual experience of events. Again, the people and professions we have mentioned earlier are examples of people in media. Lastly, let's define people as media. People as media are those who are well-oriented to media sources and messages and able to provide information as accurate and as reliable as possible. Take note, people in media have professional trainings, while people as media are well-oriented. Those two are different. Have you ever wondered how news are processed before it reaches the consumers, readers, listeners, viewers? WordPress.com enumerates the process of writing news as follows. Number 1, discovery and finding information. How does a reporter gather information? Reporters are assigned on specific places to search for something good to write about. They even go to different police stations or courthouses to find scoops that will be interesting to people. This is why we are able to witness different stories from all around the Philippines and even all around the world. Just like what Miss Jessica Soho sometimes say, lumipad ang aming team. People in media are always willing to find legit information whenever and wherever. Reporters develop regular sources. Reporters build harmonious and professional relationship with possible news sources so that they can get tips as early as quick as possible. In the news industry, it is an edge if you are the first to release stories, especially the biggest and the noisiest ones. Reporters read, watch, or listen to other news outlets for stories ideas. Like teachers and students, reporters also learn from others. Reporters keep a particular file and a calendar. They do so to keep the important information recorded and organized. Also, to monitor its progress and check back on it when a related event arises. Nowadays, many reporters replace the traditional notebook with cell phones or tablets, which they can use for many purposes like recording, taking pictures, etc. Number 2, judging impact and focusing on critical elements. Upon completing the necessary information, reporters weigh if this can create impact to their audience. Usually, reporters gather as many information as possible, but not all of these are presented to the audience. After careful analysis, only the pieces of information that will appeal to the audience are being written in the news. Number 3, organizing and writing the news. Reporters use words effectively and organize information coherently to make sure that a news can relay what he or she aims to tell the audience and at the same time show its relevance to them. Aside from reporters, here are other examples of people in media. Print journalists are people who provide information by writing articles about the news on printed materials like magazines and newspapers. Here are some of the job titles that can be categorized under print journalism according to www.nyfa.edu. Print journalist, news copy editor, writer, reporter, and photojournalist. Photojournalists are people who capture, edit, and present images to convey information. They are often employed in newspaper and magazine publishing companies. Broadcast journalists are media people who deliver information on air like news anchors, field reporters, and radio announcers. Broadcast media is the most widely used form of information dissemination, airing programs for television and radio. Number 1, reporters are in charge of delivering the news to the public. Number 2, the difference between reporters and news anchors or newscasters is that the anchors deliver the news in the studio. Number 3, TV or program hosts are in charge of facilitation or managing the flow of the entire program. Number 4, script writers are in charge of writing the script. Number 5, directors supervise and instruct the host and performers on how they should perform based on the script. Number 6, producers finance the show or movie. Multimedia journalists create and publish news, feature, and opinion content in print, publications, and on websites. The limitation of each type of journalism mentioned made way in the development of multimedia journalism. In this field, aside from the professional skills in writing news and reporting, multimedia journalists need to acquire skills in video editing, art software, web design, film production, and audio engineering. It is because as multimedia journalists, they are concerned not just about the quality of the story or script, but also on the audio or video that will be used to make its presentation more convincing. Now that we've learned about people in media, let's proceed to examples of people as media. Opinion leaders are leaders for certain groups who give details and information to lesser active persons in the group. The illustration shows the two-step flow model of communication by Lazarsfeld et al. In 1948. Just like how we defined opinion leaders a while ago, this model shows that in the limit of mass media to persuade people, most of them acquire information through interpersonal communication. In other words, they rely to the word of mouth of credible people. Citizen journalists are people without journalism training that use the tool of modern technology and internet to create, augment, or fact-check media on their own or in collaboration with others. Citizen journalists working on their own utilize social media to create blogs and publish their own opinion or perspective about certain issues. This blog can enhance by putting it online with picture, audio, or video. On the other hand, citizen journalists who work with new organizations can comment on news articles published on a news website. Moreover, they can do crowdsourcing and live blogging when something buzzworthy happens around them. So we're done with the two types of people media. Again, we have the professionals, the people in media, and the non-professionals, the people as media. Now let's talk about the characteristics of people who work in media. Let me share with you a statement from Cara David, one of the award-winning Filipino journalists. Once you are exposed to the poverty of the countryside, once the cameras have stopped rolling, once the director has shouted, "Cut! Pack up!" the pain in your heart remains. Parang di ko magawang iwan ng mga tao. Dinadala ko habang pababa ng bundok ang pain. Ang bigat ng kanilang hirap. Cara David. Great people need your work not just because of their responsibilities and oath, but because of deeper drive. They see their mission behind the camera and take full action on it. That is, being dedicated and passionate. Alright, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the second example I've chosen. Atom Maraulio is one of the charismatic media personalities who get along with people of different status, be in social media or face-to-face interactions. When he was assigned as United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR's Goodwill Ambassador, he instantly thought of talking to the youth directly and eventually inspiring them to act by showing them as they can do something to help. Trust is a very big honor in itself, but I know that it's also a major responsibility. By Jessica Song. She has indeed become the standard of Filipino journalism. Her skill and experience are not the only reason why she earned her title as the most trusted presenter in the Philippines, but her consistency and adherence in searching and reporting only about accurate facts. As journalists, it is necessary to adapt quickly in the changing times, especially nowadays, in what we call digital age. Drew Arellano is one of the best examples of media personalities who have adjusted well and gracefully in the demand of the modern days. He received the Exemplar Digital Influencer / Content Sports and Adventure Video Blog Award as the host of the top-rated travel show Viaje ni Drew. This show is aired on TV and via YouTube. It greatly contributed in promoting beautiful Filipino culture and the exceptional breathtaking tourism spots in the country, including each place bountiful products and resources. Through the show, many people around the globe appreciate our country even more. Here are few skills needed by people who work in media from undergrad careers.nd.edu. Excellent written and verbal communication skills, investigative skills, time management, critical thinking, and problem solving. Adopting such characteristics and skills can help us create ways to maximize the positive effects of media and develop critical thinking in exercising our freedom of speech. By the way, what is freedom of speech? Freedom of speech is the right of the people to express their opinions publicly without government interference, subject to the laws against libel, incitement to violence or rebellion, and others. Here's the thing, we have to remember that freedom of speech is not absolute. The government restrains some kinds of speeches to avoid people from abusing this freedom. Thus, we are liable for the consequences of the things we say or we publish, whether we claim it as our personal opinion or not. Lastly, let us discuss the advantages and limitations of people media. The advantages of people media are as follows. They provide entertainment to the audience. They provide people with information. They serve as a role model. The following are the limitations of people media. People can get tired of the same old style, which can lead to boredom or disinterest. People media should have a unique way of delivering stories that can be said as their trademark. They should also be updated regarding the trend to cater the demands of different audiences. People rely on the accuracy of information given. As it is their responsibility, people media should make sure to deliver accurate information. In cases wherein they commit mistakes, correcting it promptly is the best thing to do so that the consumers of information will not be misinformed. Lastly, people become easily disappointed when they see a media personality misbehave. Maintaining their image is a big factor if a media personalities want to stay in the field for long. So, here's our takeaway for today. Media, the means of mass communication. People in media, they are the people behind another form of media. People as media, they are the media itself. Moreover, people who work in media are dedicated and passionate, sociable and outgoing, respectable and trustworthy, and creative and dynamic. It's time to flex what you have learned. Identify whether each of the following statements is true or false. Type Malaya if the statement is true. Otherwise, type sawi. Use the comment section to answer. I'm so excited to see how will you do. Let's go! Number 1. Media is considered as a source of reliable information for its contents are provided by a credible organization or went through editorial process. Malaya or sawi? Comment your answer. 5 seconds, go. The correct answer is true. Malaya. Nice start. Number 2. Both reporters and news anchors deliver the news in the studio. Malaya, sawi. 5 seconds, go. The statement is false. Sawi. You're doing good. Keep it up. Number 3. Freedom of speech is absolute. Malaya, sawi. 5 seconds, go. The answer is sawi. Wow, you're impressive. Number 4. Multimedia journalists create and publish news, feature, and opinion content in print, publications, and on websites. Malaya, sawi. 5 seconds, go. It is true. The answer is Malaya. I guess you really listen well. Number 5. Citizen journalists working on their own utilize social media to create blogs and publish their own opinion or perspective about certain issues. Malaya, sawi. 5 seconds, go. The statement is true. Malaya. Excellent. Give yourselves a round of applause. We are no longer in the days where there is monopoly of both media and information. We can actively take part in informing other people about matters that count. But such privilege comes with liability and responsibility. Thus, let us practice our freedom of speech in a way that we can help the society. Just like the award-winning media personalities we've mentioned, we can all be people of integrity and authority while engaging in media and information. This has been your MIL teacher for today, Sir Del V. Rojas. Keep safe and may God bless us.